Okay. So three, two, one.
Yep.
All right. Three, two, one. Hi,
Oh
everyone.
no.
Oh no,
Oh
what?
no. I pressed the wrong button.
Oh,
Delete, restart.
we are not being one-hit wonders today. I'm keeping this on the Zoom video.
Oh,
Okay.
all right, ready? Take three.
Take five. All right.
Uh,
Three, two, one. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Hello. We're
Welcome
here.
to episode four, right?
Yes, episode 4
Oh my
of Real
goodness.
Rise.
Real Rise, the podcast. Here we are. We're back, baby. 2025.
Crazy. I literally thought you were about to say 2024.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, we're here.
yeah.
We're
The
finally
tr
here.
the
It took us a month.
transition, it took us a month, but like I think everyone takes a month, you know? I think the people that post in January and like early Feb, it was already recorded the year before.
Yeah, most likely. Well, they usually say like a lot of the podcasts I'm listening to. Well, was listening to at the start of the month. Yeah, had pre-recorded everything so they could have a break.
Yeah, I saved this podcast because I wanted to listen to one of the episodes that he was talking about. It is the Diary of a CEO
Yeah,
with Stephen Bartlett.
I've heard
I
of Diary of a CEO before, but I'm not
He
sure.
uploads episodes every couple days.
Ah, yes, I have seen it, but I don't think I've listened to any of them.
And he's doing like big podcasts, big professional, like filmed, recorded podcasts with great, like famous guests on it.
Yeah,
And
right.
they're posting every couple of days. And like either he pre-recorded a lot of them in the beginning and he's just like been able to stay ahead of time, or like he just does that full time.
He probably does do it full time.
Imagine
Or he's
just
like got a week of his month where he like just records every day for like hours and then
true.
does his other job maybe or something like that. Or like one day he's got like 10 guests, 10 hours.
Maybe someone who's listening to the podcast listens to his podcast and can confirm with us.
Yes.
But imagine waking up every
Please.
day and it's like, all right, what I do for work is I get up, I get ready, I go and like I prep my podcast questions. I sit down, do a podcast with some really awesome person, learn something new. We probably go out for lunch or coffee afterwards and then just prep for the next one.
Mm, wouldn't
I
that be the
mean,
dream?
maybe he does more than that and we're underestimating what he does,
I would
but
say if he is doing Diary of the CEO, either he's gotten to this point now though that he's really good and he's got a lot of money coming in that he doesn't need to do a lot because he's done so much in the past
mm,
that he's settled. I reckon he's doing more though. I reckon if
probably.
you're doing a Diary of a CEO, you're someone that can't stop. The high achiever.
Mate, having the what is it called? We're stereotyping right now. But that's what we do.
Yeah,
That's what everyone
that's what
does.
humans do.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the Diary of a CEO. Haven't even listened to one of his podcasts. He's there was like a reel that he did on Instagram that just sucked me right in. I'm pretty sure it was about crypto.
Yeah, right.
And just sucked me in. And here we go. I'm giving him a free shout out on our
Here
podcast.
we go. He's gonna get so many more followers from us.
Yes. Well, you're welcome, Stephen.
Thank you.
So much has happened though. Like I feel like this year there was a very smooth transition from 2024 to 25.
Yeah.
But it's everyone's in a really positive state of mind. Like everyone's like saying, "Oh, 2024 was like a hard, shitty year, and then like this year is where we get to enjoy it. This is the year where we get to like, feel the breeze and the easiness and like the easiness, if that's a real word.
The
And we get
easiness.
the easiness. Add it to the dictionary, honestly. I've made up so
I'll
many
write it
words of my
down.
own. The Urban Dictionary. When something is really easy.
Easiness. Easiness. Yeah, no. I've
Um,
this year's been it's been all right.
yeah, you've had a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty reasonable. Like
Yeah.
started a new job, done a
Oh
fair
my
bit of work
gosh,
on the house.
how is that going?
Yeah, it's really good at the
Yeah.
moment. I don't, there's not much I can really do until I've complete like all my courses and stuff. But I've sort
Yeah.
of just been like working where I can and doing things that I can. And
hmm
I had 2 weeks off because I had surgery. So
Yes, well, that was another reason why this podcast was delayed
mm,
because you got your tonsils out.
yeah, I got my tonsils removed. Yeah.
Big surgery.
Yeah, it was the first day was just so weird. Like my watch said I did like 600 steps all up because I pretty much just laid in bed
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
time because I was like went to like the appointment and then I got told to sit down and wait and then I got put on a bed and what felt like forever. I was just laying there, somewhat cold in this hospital, just
Mm.
waiting for this person to come and get me, and then got sent into the like surgery room. Then I had to put myself on the next bed, and then I just laid there. And next minute
You're out.
waking up. I'm waking up like just like in and out, in and out, in and out for like I reckon like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I was so tired. I was just like sleeping, sleeping, sleeping.
Did
It's
you
making me tired
feel
think
any
about it.
pain?
Uh, when I woke up, I think I did, but I was just so tired. I didn't really think about it, and I was just like really hungry because I wasn't allowed to eat.
Hmm.
So I just slept and slept until they brought me dinner. I think actually no, I think they brought me lunch. I think they brought me like a sandwich or something.
They
And I
brought you a
just like,
sandwich to eat. You just had your tonsils out.
yeah, yeah. And
It's a
I freaking
strict.
destroyed it. No,
Did it
like they want you to,
hurt?
yeah, it was like a weird feeling when I was like swallowing, like, because obviously, like, my throat's just been like destroyed, like burnt.
Literally.
And so it was like, I don't know, like rough. Like when I would swallow, it was like rough to swallow.
Did you have stitches?
No, it's just like I'm pretty sure they just burn it off. So it's just like
Oh,
scabs.
that's
Yeah.
really different to what I had. I had like full stitches. Like
Yeah,
I was on
right.
strict ice cream and jelly diet for like a
Really?
week. Yeah.
No, I was like, he was like, eat as much, like whatever you want, as long as it doesn't burn your throat, basically. Like as long as it's not too hot and you can swallow.
What?
Yeah. I was
Well, I'm
eating
really
like
happy for you.
I was eating like Macca's that night because I asked Bradley to bring me Macca's.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh,
I
I'm
full had
so
like a
happy for you.
curry for dinner and everything. Yeah. No, it
What
was
the
great because I
heck?
love food. I couldn't imagine being stuck to jelly and ice cream. I would have been so upset.
It wasn't fun. And I actually had to go back to the hospital like 2 weeks later because my throat started to bleed.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was so
know what it is
scared.
about me. Whenever I get something done, and I'm trying to not manifest this moving forward, but whenever I get any type of surgical procedure done, whatever could go wrong goes
Goes
fucking
wrong.
wrong for me. Like, I got my wisdom teeth out, I got dry socket. I know so many people who have gotten their wisdom teeth out since me. None of them have gotten dry socket.
What is dry socket?
So it's where, do you know how like when you get a tooth pulled out, you've got a there's like a blood clot?
Yeah.
So dry socket is where the blood clot falls out. And there's a hole,
Oh.
and so it creates like an infection, and pretty much like the air is exposed to your nerves are exposed to like air.
Oh my
And so it's so
gosh.
painful. Like the whole side of my head was killing me. I didn't sleep for 24 hours. And then when I got my tonsils out when I was younger, I remember waking up after the surgery and just being like, like, I was like, I can't breathe. Like my throat is closed up, and the nurses were like yelling at me, they're like, stop doing that, stop doing that. I'm like, I'm dying.
How old are you?
I was in primary school, like year four.
Oh, that's so difficult though as a little kid.
But my
Like, that's
sister,
stressful.
she got her tonsils out, like I think the year before, was perfectly fine the next day. She was up running around like nothing had happened. I had cuts on the side of my mouth from where they had stretched my mouth too much.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I
I
was like,
have had
God,
my wisdom
please.
teeth out as well. I didn't have that issue. That was when I was in like year nine or year 10. I think I got my wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like 19 and yeah, it was bad.
Oh my God.
I know, like, and
I
like I
did not
seen
bleed.
someone, they got their wisdom teeth out and they're like just eating f normal food on the same day. I'm like, what? I'm like, I couldn't eat normal food for like a week.
Maybe you have a really bad like pain threshold as well.
I think I do. I am a
Like you're
sook.
like a big sook when it comes to you like I literally can't do anything for myself right now.
I widowy.
I literally cannot.
I need full princess treatment, and that's why I'm so glad I'm with Lockie because he's just
Yeah,
like
and
he would say widowy.
yeah, and Bradley's like um picks me up, takes me home, and then leaves. And then literally was gone. So he picked me up Friday morning at like 10 o'clock, went to work, came home, and then went to cricket all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then went back to work Monday. So I was literally just looking after myself. I had no one. I was so sad.
Not even like, not even your mum to be there.
No, I had no
And
one.
speaking of mum, I got to spend the weekend with your mum and your
I
sister.
know. And my sister. Oh, did my sister message you?
No, did she get the job?
She did.
Woo!
I know. So exciting.
Oh, I'm gonna message her. I bet you she just forgot, or maybe she's like thought I
No, she
wouldn't
called
care,
me
but I
before
genuinely
and
care.
no, she called me before and said, "Oh, Liv asked me if I could let her know if she got the job." And I was like, she's like, "Can you let her know?" And I said, "Oh, it's your news. Like you should just message her and tell her and then I can bring it up in the podcast." And then obviously she hasn't messaged you yet. So
Maybe
she
she
will
has, and I haven't
hopefully.
checked my Instagram,
Yeah.
but oh
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh,
true.
I'm so happy for her. That's amazing. She
Yeah.
so on the weekend, just for a bit of like reference for everyone, I hosted the vision board workshop. And like even though Tash lives in Queensland, she's born and raised in New South Wales, and her mum and sister attended my workshop. And during my workshop, I always do like a connection piece. I always send people off in pairs with someone that they don't really know and give them questions to be able to get to know each other more and connect on a deeper level. And I ended up going with Jess, Tash's sister. And yeah, she was telling like one of the activities was, what are you most excited for and excited to achieve in 2025? And one of her things was to getting the promotion. And she's like, I was supposed to find out on Friday, but they didn't let me know. And now it's Saturday. And I'm like, can someone please tell me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so happy for her.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a nice little jump in pay, which is I think really important for her.
Yeah,
It's
good.
the most she's ever made, so it should be good. Should be really good
So
for her.
exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. But and you did your vision board with some of your friends.
Yes, I did. I organized it up here. I bought all the canvases and the glue sticks and then just had everyone bring their own pictures and I supplied food and drinks. Well, mostly food, but yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Did you like did they put in any money towards it or
No, I just did it all. I covered it all.
Tash? That's so nice of you, but
What comes around goes around.
yes, God is like, okay, we're gonna pay Tash back for that
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some other form.
Yeah, I'm hoping it means all my goals come true.
Oh my goodness, yes, Slay. That's so
Yeah.
generous and very kind of you. And we will talk
Yeah.
after the podcast about what to do next time.
Yeah. Well, I thought because it was my first time as well, and I didn't want to be like, oh, hey everyone, like, can you all pay me money to do this when it was like something I wanted to do and I invited everyone along. But because there was like
Hmm.
a group of people that were interested, if I host next year, then yeah, I'll probably ask people to cover.
Yeah,
But they were
just
all
like
like, yeah, just like cover like the cost of it and some snacks. But
yeah, if it's like a group activity, but maybe you can just run a workshop instead.
maybe. We'll
So
see. But yeah, it
good.
was it was nice get doing it, and it was also nice hosting because I don't usually host. So
I was
I
gonna
think it
say,
was like a
yeah.
good step into like doing something like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
to you like hosting at your new, well, not even
2-year-old
new
house.
now, right? Like you've been in there
Yeah.
for a while, a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
it's a big thing, like it's on my board. I did bring my board if we everyone wanted to see my board. I brought it
Oh,
along.
here we go. Get the board up. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're getting to see Tasha's board. I'm gonna push
Yes.
you as well to put it on your social media because this is
Yeah, I
what I
did.
shared at the workshop is that sharing it with the people around you and the people on your social media is a huge part of the like starting the manifestation process because you're not only, sharing with God and, the higher being you believe in and your friends and partner and family, like what you want for this year, but when you put it on your
Yeah.
social media, there is now a whole community of people who are watching you on the sidelines, almost like holding you accountable to achieving what's on that vision board. And you're
Yeah.
also showing that you are confident that you are going to achieve what's on your vision board because you're like, I'm so excited to achieve it. I believe that it's possible. So I'm going to share that with everyone and watch me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
so good.
I that was another thing I also didn't want to take and post too many photos of other people's vision boards. So I did take a couple photos, so I might post them. I'll ask permission from the rest of the girls if they're okay with me sharing them. But
Yeah, yeah, just get their
yeah,
permission, like, of course. Like, I got permission
it's
from
just like a
everyone at the
general
workshop.
photo. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and like let them know as well, like about, if you want to start manifesting what's on your vision board, like this can be the next step for you.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine. It's already hanging up, so
Yes. Yeah, I put mine in my room.
here's mine.
Hey.
You.
I took like longer than everyone else to finish mine, but I think it's because it's in so
Really?
many little pieces.
Yeah, well, that's a jam-packed vision board.
Yeah.
There's a lot on there. But
Yeah.
that's good. Like I said to
I
everyone at
thought,
the workshop, I was like, you do whatever works for you. You can have more photos, more quotes, less quotes, like
yeah.
whatever suits
And
you.
yeah, it's definitely like it's kind of like how my brain is. Because I've got so many things that I want to achieve
Mm,
and I don't want to like minimize them because they're all important. There's just some that are a bit more important than others. A lot of it,
yes.
a big section here is America.
I know. I thought in my mind you were just going to Canada, but then I saw Texas and I was like, yes. So you're doing
Yeah,
are you
so
doing Canada
we
as well?
we decided we were just going to do a month in America this year, and then we might do like 2 years time, a month in Canada,
Oh my goodness, you're doing a month?
a whole month.
That's so exciting. When are you going?
End of August
End of
till like
August.
the towards the end of September. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Are you getting someone to house sit?
No, we were gonna have to take him down to Sydney, but if you want to house sit, you can house sit
Let's
for a whole
talk
month.
about that.
Yeah, let's put it down. That'll save us driving to Sydney.
Let's talk about that. That idea just popped into my head.
Yeah, because there's
Um,
plenty of space for you both of you to come up.
yeah, so fun. Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in August, but we can take a look at it because my friend Lanes, who people listening to the podcast will probably know, she offers house and dog sitting.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I love that. And so she does it for us when we go away. And she's currently doing it for do you remember Olivia Hamilton from she did coaching, I think around the same
yeah,
time as you.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, she's gone to Hawaii and so Lane's is house sitting for her. And like
yeah,
that came through the connection circle, which has just been amazing, like to have that kind of effortless networking happen in that space. So the
yeah,
connection circle is a circle for both women and men that I hold once a month in Penrith, and the intention behind it was to be able to slow down, drop into my feminine, and just create a safe space for people to be able to do all of the self-care things that we often run out of time to do. And I just wanted, like, I've done a lot of networking over the past 3 years, and I just really dislike it. Like, I really dislike the way that networking is set up in terms of like networking businesses. Just doesn't align with me in the way that I authentically connect to people. And so I took
yeah,
kind of the things that I would put in place to connect people into the connection circle. And that's just, there's been so many people that have been able to like cross over, help each other out, use each other's businesses in it. And it's just become like effortless, natural networking.
yeah,
And I just
yeah,
love it. I think that it's really great and easy and it's really the core basis of it is that we are supportive, loving and uplifting towards one another and there's no competition, there's no comparison, no judgment. It's just lifting up one another, encouraging and supporting one another in whatever you do. Like for instance, one of the girls that comes, my best friend, one of my best friends, Eva, she does is not a business owner or anything like that, but she is very passionate about you know domestic violence in women. Um, yeah, domestic violence against women
and swimming.
and in women. And she put together a protest in January. And
Oh
then
yeah,
like one of the girls from the connection circle who because like we shared about it there, she went to the protest. I wasn't able to make it, but she went and she took a group of her friends. And it's like she never would have known about it unless it was shared in that safe space.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, my mum actually was like asking about what entailed in your connection circle, and I was like, um, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure because I've never attended one. But I was like, I'll ask. So I'll just tell her to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, she can listen to the podcast, but I'll put a post together of like what happens at the connection circles so
Yeah,
people actually
to
just
share the love.
can know. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's jump in. Why don't we get into the structure of the podcast?
Yeah.
So, check-in time. So, we've covered a little bit of it, but do you want to start
Yes.
first or do you want me to for our check-in?
Um, you can go first.
Okay. Where am I at the moment? I am in like this really amazing place in my life where I feel very productive again. Getting things done. I have an exciting launch of a one-on-one program, which I am launching very soon. And in this year, I am strictly only offering one-on-one coaching services, and there will only be two opportunities to work with me. So I'll only be opening up my books 2 times throughout the year, just so that
Yeah.
way I can really give 100% of myself to my one-on-one clients in this new structure that I've put together.
Yeah.
So I'm just so excited to be like building that and sharing it and leading up to the launch of that, which will happen in a couple of weeks' time. Um, yeah, I'm feeling really good about that. I mean,
Can
it,
I
like
I'll just ask you a question. Is that mean you're just gonna like market it for a couple of weeks and then um stop marketing one on one, but then what are you going to be marketing after that? Will you be marketing like your connection circles and stuff like that?
I love that you're like, what am I gonna see? Well, what am I gonna see? What are you gonna focus on? Pretty much I'm only going to be marketing, sharing value, of course, as always, teaching educational content and inspirational content. But my marketing is purely going to be based around this one-on-one program just forever.
Yeah.
Like that's just my
Okay.
sole focus because that's my core offering. I will be sharing a bit of marketing about the manifestation workshop, which will be around the middle of the year sometime.
Yep. Yep.
So that'll be my next and final workshop for 2025. And then I'm kind of rethinking about which direction I want to go in with workshops. But I've promised and guaranteed that the manifestation workshop will happen this year. And so I'm following through with it. I'm so excited to share the content of it as always because I actually had a one-on-one client come up to me at the workshop, at the vision board workshop, and
Yeah.
she was like, everything that I've put on my vision board, I'm using the manifestation process for. I was like,
Wow.
yes, I'm so excited for you. And I love that straight away she was like, she's just put it together. She's like, all right, these things, if I'm pointing to my vision board, these things, if I want it, I've got to take the next step, which is, at applying a tool, doing the manifestation process, and then there's the other half, which is doing the goal setting process, but I'll share more about that soon. Um, and she's like, I'm not just doing it for one thing, I'm doing it for everything. Because
Wow.
whenever I've applied the manifestation process that you've given me, it always comes into fruition.
Yeah.
She's like, every time it's happened. And I'm like, I know, it works. It's so good. I literally do that as well. And she's like, yeah, I'm so excited. And like, you could just see how deeply she believes. And
Yeah.
that is the main point of the manifestation
Yeah. That's
teachings.
really exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully she achieves everything.
I'm so excited.
Sending
I
out good
believe
vibes.
sending out good vibes. I believe that everyone who came to the workshop is going to achieve at least 80% of their vision board because they've done the vision board and because I am offering a masterclass next Monday, teaching them exactly how to, take the action towards
Yeah.
achieving everything that's on their vision board. So they've gotten clear on what they want, they've got the vision, they've got it in their eye, in their eye vision, so that way they're going to be constantly reminded of their goals and just subconsciously working towards it. But then, yeah, they're going to have the actual goal setting process on how to plan, take action, because everyone who went to the vision board workshop got an immediate invite into this masterclass.
Yeah.
But for anyone else who's interested, I will be hosting the 2025 Goal Masterclass next Monday from 6 till 7 p.m. Sydney time. And that's where I'll be sharing the goal setting process. And then later on in the year at the manifestation workshop, I'll be sharing the manifestation process. So they're just two halves. There's just the manifestation and then there's the action and the vision board on top of that is just like the cherry on top.
How exciting.
Yeah, so that's me for business. I'm just so in love. I'm having the best time with Lockie. It just keeps getting better and better, and everyone keeps pointing out how happy I look, and I am really happy.
Yeah. That's
So
sweet.
yeah, yeah, it's just really nice. I'm in my love bubble.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's nice to be loved.
it is. And just to have that healthy, secure love
Mm,
where, like a difficult, not even a difficult conversation, but just like if there's something for me that just I'm curious about or something that I just want to know more about. Not that I'm never judging, never criticizing. I'm always curious. Can you help me understand why you do this or why you did
yeah.
this? And he just lets me ask. He just holds the space and then he reflects and then communicates back to me and then it's done.
Yeah.
Whereas like I haven't had that where, any topic is on the table. In the past, it's been like immediate defensiveness, shut me down, you can't even ask questions. But
Yep.
I'm a very curious person.
I like to know things.
I like to know things, I like to ask questions, and I feel like
Yeah.
when I can have a deeper, and this works for everyone, when you have a deeper understanding, you're able to have more compassion.
Yeah.
There
Yeah, if
is
you
no
understand
judgment.
why or what caused someone to do something or what's happened maybe in their past that's uh required them to act that way because that's how they know,
Mm.
then you just having the understanding is just gonna make so much more sense.
Yeah.
Like,
And I say to everyone, it's always ask, never assume,
yeah,
right? Just get it out
yeah,
on the table. And when you have a safe space to ask questions, it's very underrated. It's a very underrated
yeah,
thing to be able to have in a relationship.
yeah, yeah,
But
you've done
yeah,
really well.
thanks. It's amazing. I'm feeling really good. I'm celebrating my birthday this Saturday.
Hey.
Yeah, we're going to the Peachtree Hotel.
Oh, wow.
It's the only place in Penrith where I could make a booking for over 20 people and not have to have a set
Wow.
menu.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
weird.
know. This year I'm like, oh wow, I got a bit of a big list.
I have so many friends.
I have so many friends, but it's because I'm like, I've become friends with all my clients. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Like I love people
But
and
it's like you've become friends with people that are like-minded and
mm,
you've like made yourself a community of people that you trust and they trust you and it's kind of hard not to have a friendship with someone like that.
right? It's
Mm.
like yeah, it's difficult. But my one positive amongst all the positives right now would be that I went to church on Sunday
Oh yeah.
for the first time this year. It's been a busy start to the year for me, and it's still really busy at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm glad we booked this podcast in a couple of weeks in advance because otherwise I would have had no capacity for it.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
we're practicing saying no. I actually said no to an event that I would absolutely go to and that I actually was asked to like speak at. And
Oh no.
I said no.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me was
That was Benji.
was that Benji? Oh, was he like sad?
Yes, come here. I think he wants
Oh,
to go outside. Come here.
oh,
I was
buddy.
hoping you weren't going to disturb us, but you have.
Oh, you get to see him if you're watching on YouTube.
And he's saying, yes, Mum, let me outside, please. You
Not right
continue. Give
now.
me 1 second.
Oh, go for it, go for it.
Sorry.
No, no, you're all good. Um, yeah, I got to, oh, what was I? I was saying something, but anyway, got to go to church on Sunday, for the first time this year, and that was really good. Um, Please remind me, what were we talking about? Because there was something I was gonna say, and now it's frustrating me.
Oh,
In terms of being busy.
oh, you said no to the event. I asked you
Oh,
how
how
it
did
made
it
you
make me
feel about the
feel?
event.
It, oh, about the event is like definitely FOMO. Definitely FOMO that I'm not going to be there. But it just also, I don't know, I felt pretty guilty. I'm like working through that guilt and not giving into it. Not even, I'm feeling guilty and it's okay to feel that feeling and I'm in the process of feeling it, but not giving into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be like, I feel good. I feel so empowered. Like, letting go of my people pleaser. Like, letting go of your people pleaser is hard.
Yeah. But
Not easy.
what caused you or what made you make the decision to say no?
Because as soon as the event came up, immediately everything in my body said, no, we have no capacity for this. We do not have time for this. We've already made commitments to, Valentine's Day dinner with Lockie. And then like my birthday event, and on the same day as my birthday event, I have my friend's daughter's first birthday. Um, and it was just like an immediate no in my mind, and I just allowed it to be a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
Um, but
At
yeah,
least
my one
you've decided to, sorry, at least you've decided
yeah.
to like be actively aware of your time and
Yeah,
making that decision.
thank
And
you.
you're obviously like aware of like what's going on in your life regularly to be able to make that conscious decision in your head prior to even probably needing to even look at your life
Yeah.
and what's
Almost at the
going
point
on.
of memorizing the calendar. Um, I don't really have a negative right now, and we have a topic to talk, not even a topic. Someone answered in the advice box segment.
They
Round of
did.
applause for that person. Thank you very much. Super excited to get into that. So I don't actually have a negative right now. And let's do your check-in so that way, this podcast doesn't go for
Yes.
2 hours.
Forever. Okay, where am I at? I am, I reckon I'm in a pretty good spot because I've moved to a new job. My life's pretty chill at the moment. However, uni started today. Um, so that's going to be another year of study. So I guess I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also just like, I just know how much work it's going to be. I'm preparing my brain to have to endure uni for another year. Um, but we've done a lot of work on the house since we've come back from being down in Sydney. We put in a retaining wall. We've done some backfilling. We've removed a tree in our backyard. We've done so much work. So I'm pretty happy with where everything is at the moment. So I
Good. It looks
guess
so good.
I'm feeling really satisfied with how the
Good.
start of this first month has gone, being home. It's
And if
been
you
really
want
good.
to see the progress on Tasha's
Yeah.
house, check out her Instagram.
Check out my
I'll tap.
Insta.
I'll put it
Um,
in our show notes.
yes. And then I put up a little video of me riding my bike in my backyard because I have so much space now. I was like, no one probably cares, but I care.
It's a
And then my
big
chain,
block.
yeah, it's an 809-meter square block. And yeah, so we removed the tree and we've filled sort of like soil up. And now our backyard is like huge, and we haven't even filled up our whole yard. So we still have like a nice big chunk of just trees. Um, so
Wow.
it's just so crazy. Um, I don't know how I can't see what it used to look like. It's just so weird and it doesn't feel real. And
Hmm.
it's nice to have progress. It's slow,
Yeah,
and it's expensive, but we're getting there.
you're doing
Um,
so good.
thank you. My positive is I've actually been really enjoying my new squadron. Um,
Good.
I haven't felt so out of place. I've felt like pretty comfortable. Everyone seems really nice. All my like people that I report to are really lovely. So
Amazing.
yeah, it's good. And a negative,
Definitely a positive.
What's a negative? What's a negative? I don't know. Probably getting my tonsils out.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
at least you won't get tonsillitis ever again.
yeah, there's a positive to it. That and the tonsil stones. So
Oh, is that what you were getting?
yeah,
Oh, did you ever get one
yeah.
out yourself?
Well, they used to just come out like I could pop them out if I wanted to. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So satisfying.
I love watching tonsil stone videos.
So gross, but so satisfying. I don't know if everyone noticed, but they're really gross little rock things that sit in your tonsils and you pop them out and they smell
Ooh.
like bobbit and I was just so sick of when they rocked up, then I'd have like stinky breath. And I was like,
Ah, yeah.
not a vibe. Especially with my job, because like I'll be talking to people like
Mm.
super close sometimes, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, but just don't breathe.
I'm sorry about my tonsil stone breath.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh.
I'm gonna get them taken out. I'm sick of this. I don't
Yeah,
want to have
good
bad
on
breath.
you. Good
Yeah.
on you. I mean, bad breath. Oh, that could be a whole podcast episode. The
Oh.
anxiety of bad breath.
It's just so like it things like that fuck with your confidence, right? Like
Fuck yeah.
you it's like it could be anything for anyone and bad breath is just not a nice thing.
No,
Like
I've had
especially when like you
friends
try to be
point it
clean.
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I literally have, like, I have this friend and I love her. She's just like so upfront with me. We were talking at work one day and she was like, babe, why does your breath stink? I'm like, does it? Oh no. I'm like, I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't eaten today. I'll go
Oh.
have my breakfast now. Thanks, bitch.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not
But
fun.
at
And
least she told me. But
I think, yeah, you do need some people like that in your life. It's
yeah.
like when someone has something on their face. It's like if you leave it for too long, it's like you can't come back from that now. But then if you were to say something and you just sat there talking to them for half an hour and then now you say something, it's like, well, why didn't you say something half an hour ago? Like, fuck, you just have to just do it. And even though you feel like the worst person sometimes, it's just the reality of it.
You gotta do
I
it.
hate that. It's so awkward. You like sit there and you like stare and you're like,
Uh,
should I? Should I? No. Oh, too far gone.
Nah, when you're talking to someone and like a bit of spit of their spit goes on your lip,
It
and
happened
you're
today when
like,
I was talking to someone.
no,
Came out. I was just like,
you're like, oh, oh, okay, okay, mate, and like you see they look at it and they can see it, and you're like, let's not talk about it.
I don't know, but I didn't know if they saw it
Oh
today because
shit.
I think the way the sunlight was hitting, it was coming in that way, and they were sitting in front of me, and it happened, and I was just like eating my food, and
No.
I was like, please
Oh,
tell me that didn't get my food.
let's just share spit right now. Oh no. I
Oh,
feel like if you talk and you accidentally spit and you see it, immediately I'm like, oh, sorry, like I just spat. Whether it landed on them or not, I'm gonna
yeah.
apologize for it and speak to the elephant in the room. But like I've had someone literally talking to me and like they've spat and it's on my lip and I can feel it's a bubble.
It's that the wet,
It's on my lip.
that
And
wet feeling.
we're both trying to pretend like it's not there. And eventually she was like, I'm sorry, I spat on your lip. No, wait, she waited until because we're talking, and I'm slowly just trying to be like casually wipe it off. And she's like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, why didn't you say it sooner so I could have wiped it
Because
off
you wiped
sooner?
it off sooner. Yeah, because then they could be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And you'd be like, that was fucked up, but we'll move on.
That was fucked up. Oh my gosh, that's
Literally.
so funny. I love that. Amazing. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for sharing, lovely.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's go to our advice box segment.
Let's go. Okay,
Round of
so the
applause. Just
question, thank you,
some
firstly,
some
to this
ASMR.
person. Yes. I wish we had like one of those like like the what is it? Like the micro Oh, I'm botching this,
Like a
but it
like a thing where you press the button and it goes clap clap clap.
yeah,
Is that what you
yeah,
said?
yeah. What's it called? Like a tuner or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Someone leave it in the
um
comments because
someone
we're
leave it
so
in the
shit.
comments and if you're listening to this right now, feel free to go in and ask a question in our advice box segment. Well, in our
Yes.
advice box, which is in the link in our bio, on the type form. It's fully anonymous. We don't know who this person is. We have some speculation.
We have some speculation, but we
Some
will not reveal
speculation.
our speculations.
But we don't know who it is anyway. Like we can't see it on the type form. But the question is, and I want to hear your answer first, Ash.
Oh no.
The because I've had some time to prepare.
Yeah, I was thinking, how dare she have so much time to prepare? I haven't looked at it. I don't even know what this is. So this is going in
I had 1 minute to
out and
prepare.
one minute. Okay, you've had since the start of this conversation to think. One
All
minute,
right,
my butthole.
let's see how let's get your like initial answer that just like pops into your mind. You know,
Yeah.
like you've got the fresh opinion, I've got the sat on opinion. Okay,
I'm so
so
scared.
the question is tips on how to stick to your goals and actually achieve them.
Ooh. The first word
So,
that comes to my head is consistency.
yeah, girl.
Just consistency. And I definitely am not the best at it, but it is on my board. I'm going to point it out. So I'm not lying.
I'm not lying. She's serious. She's showing us.
Consistency is key.
Yes, queen.
Consistency, consistency, consistency.
3 times.
Yes.
You say it three
Uh
times, it's happening.
yeah, definitely consistency, but it's like
Well,
a bit of everything.
how?
Like being consistent and
Yeah.
um the determination. You got to be determined to achieve your goal. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be something you actually want and not just like, oh, like it's my goal is to like make food every week, but then you don't actually want to make food every week.
Yeah. It's like if I
Yeah.
should be making food every week.
Yeah, that's like society tells me I need to be making this food every week. It's not what you
Mm,
actually want to do.
yeah.
So
Very good. So we've got consistency, determination. You got to have a
I
third.
want
Yeah, I
that you
want.
want to
It's
do it. Yeah.
yeah, a compelling like desire,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
compelling reason. It's got
Yeah.
to be important. It's got to mean something to you.
Yeah. It's definitely, yeah, you got to have some sort of like actual feeling, positive, mostly probably positive feeling towards it. And that it's keeping you consistent with other things as well.
Mm. Yeah,
Because usually they
exactly.
all sort of intertwine together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's yeah, like when things get hard, it's knowing, okay, why did I start in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you know what? Sometimes I think people put a lot of pressure on themselves. Sometimes they can set goals and they set like so many, like too many. You set you have too high expectations for yourself of what you want to achieve in 1 year's time because of, societal pressure, and that need to kind of be like a bit of a perfectionist based on your attachment style and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you can expect so much of yourself. And then what can happen is when you have too higher expectations and you expect too many things to be done, you don't feel like doing any of them.
Yeah.
It takes the fun away, and
Yeah.
it makes you quite literally avoid taking action on any of your goals, even the important ones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
knowing,
overwhelming.
yeah, and like knowing the ones that are the most important to you, like the goals that are truly aligned with your heart's desires, and just pursuing those goals are the most important.
Yeah.
That's how you're able to be consistent when you're not doing what you think you should be, what you think someone else wants you to do, but purely what you're most excited to achieve and do. Those are the goals you want to stick to, and it's going to be so much easier for you to achieve them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes we set a goal and it just we go after pursuing it, and then after a while it doesn't align anymore.
Yeah. I think that's actually that you bring it up. Massive thing. I was talking to my mum about this. It's like she just did her goal setting thing and like then something happened. And I'm like, well, you know what? If that goal doesn't align with you anymore, rip it off and replace it with something that does.
Yes.
Like it doesn't have to be the be all and end all. Or just if you can't rip it off, replace it.
I love
Cover
that.
it up.
Rip and replace.
Yeah.
I'm making that like
Because
a quote.
rip and replace it. Because you can't like right now, there's all these things that I want to do, but then I might learn something tomorrow that completely changed my mind on something and go,
Yep.
actually, I'd rather do that over this. I find
Mm.
this more interesting than this. I want to put more of my energy into learning about this now. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Or,
Definitely.
you've been working towards like a really big goal for a long time. Say like for instance, I have a friend who has been reaching towards like hitting a really high level of like basketball umpiring. Like the
Mm.
top of the top. That's where she's been like working towards. And she's hit a very high level. And now that she's at this high level and she feels so accomplished and so happy with where she's at, she's now able to see what it's going to take to get to that top level.
Yeah,
And
right.
she's thought to herself, I don't actually want that. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you've got to work towards something to get to a certain place to realize actually the end goal that I thought I wanted is not what aligns for me.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to make that sacrifice. I don't want to do those things in order to get there. And that's totally okay.
I think that's such a scary thing too. It's like, because you almost feel like you owe it to yourself, but then it's like, well, actually, what I owe to myself is what makes me happy.
Exactly.
So it's so hard to like, it's like kind of like uni. Like I've already put in so much time and effort, and I don't even know if it's the job I 100% want, but I want to
Mm,
complete it because what if it is? You know, I started it for a reason. So maybe it is what
yeah.
I want. I mean, I'm only halfway through. So
There's a very big difference between giving up and just knowing that something's not meant for you anymore.
yeah,
And
it's
you've got
true.
to have a good relationship with yourself to be able to know what that answer is.
Yeah.
But we have this thing, it's called something in our brains. James Smith talks about it in relationships, long-term relationships, where we have this idea of like, well, I've been in this relationship for so long. We've been building and working towards making this relationship work for so long. It would just be wrong to walk away from it because it's not really satisfying me anymore. I don't, that idea of completely starting all over again, it's like, oh, that's worse. So I'm just going to settle
Yeah.
for this relationship. And some people, that's their journey, that's their path. But pretty much for everyone who does that, you're cutting yourself off from what God or the higher being you believe in actually has planned for you. If you just had the
Yeah.
courage to follow your heart's truest desires. even if it's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. And there's people in your life that are going to support your decisions, like no matter what. And and then
Yeah,
if there are people who don't support it, then like that, so be it.
it's on
It's
them.
ultimately your choice. You make the
Yeah.
decision in your life. Like, and Olivia and I will always be here. We'll
Yes,
always
we
support.
will. But you're the person who has to live your life every day. Like, for instance, you
So
with
true.
uni, you're the one who has to do the work. You're the one who has
Yeah.
to do the assignments and show up every day. You know, if just
Yeah.
because someone else in your life is like, you can't give up now, you can't make it all this way and then just like not choose to not do it anymore. That would be stupid. It's like, well, that's their opinion,
Yeah.
right? They're not the ones doing all the things that you're doing, and they don't know what your heart truly desires. And would they rather see you happy or what with a degree?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. Can I ask with your previous relationship, did you have that sort of feeling?
yes, that's why I can speak about it so clearly.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
settled. I literally settled. I was like, well, fuck starting over. Fuck being single again and trying to find someone new and getting to know someone new. Like, from that perspective that I had in my brain, I was like, I do not, like, I would just rather stay in this relationship because, like, we're best friends and, like, we just know each other. We know how each other's lives work. And so I'm just going to stick it out because it's way easier than starting over.
Yeah.
And the moment that I settled and stopped fighting for what I wanted in that relationship, it, life became so hard. And like
Yeah.
every other part of my life was flourishing, but when it came to my relationship, it was flat and just stupid level of dissatisfaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
to the
definitely
point
felt
where
that from you.
I rationalized being unhappy in that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, this is where being logical sometimes, like being overly logical about emotions can keep me stuck because I was like, no, well, it just makes sense logically for me to stay
Yeah. I
here right
put
now.
like X a number of years into this relationship,
Yeah. And the
but
hardest
like,
part was that I knew that. I heard what James said before, we
yeah.
had this had a long-term relationship, and then I'm in that position now and I know that I've got to leave, but I just wasn't ready.
Yeah. And that could take time for everyone as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But you're, sometimes you're going to make the choice and move out of something that you're no longer meant to be in, and other times you will be forced.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
God or the higher being that you believe in steps in and it's like, no, you are not meant to be here. You are meant to be doing something else. Sometimes that can be like, with what I experienced in terms of like that kind of like betrayal aspect. But for other people, it's a lot of the times it's illness. Like you've got
Mm.
to first become ill in order to listen and wake up and go, oh, I should probably change the thing that I'm doing that's making me so unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Right?
affects so much of you.
Totally. Um, but yeah, for me, what I would say, my advice is, in order to my tips on how to stick to your goals and actually achieve them is to, first of all, write and plan out action steps. So actually look at what action is needed to be taken in order for me to achieve this goal. It's not going to magically happen itself. In order to get a new result, you have to take new action. So just getting clear on what is that actually going to look like? What is the commitment? Writing it out, planning it out. Then I would recommend to align your mindset to create positive emotions that are action inducing on a daily basis. You know,
Yeah.
take overcoming limiting beliefs, choosing how you want to feel on purpose, and igniting those feelings every day so that way you're actually more inclined to take the action and therefore get the new result. And also, aligning your mindset to be able to take uncomfortable action. Like leveling up and progressing on your journey is uncomfortable. You're going to, in order to achieve your goals, you have got to take action that you haven't taken before, that feels foreign and scary because you don't know if you're possible, you don't know if you're capable because you haven't done it before, you haven't tried it before. So
Yeah.
you've got to have a level of, or be, building up a level of confidence within your own mind to help you to take that uncomfortable action and also have that level of discipline to still take the action even when you don't want to, right? It's like
Yeah.
that's honoring your commitment to yourself. And so the next part to that is putting it in your calendar, putting in the action steps into your calendar, setting a plan, choosing when you're going to do those things so that way it actually gets done. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you're going to, without a plan and without putting it in your calendar, you're going to forget about it and just keep wondering, why do I keep setting all these goals and then never achieve them?
Yeah.
Because it goes deeper than just deciding what you want.
Yeah.
Um, then the important part of, sticking to your goals and actually achieving them is having an incentivized accomplishment. So when you accomplish that goal, what is the gift or thing that you're going to do or give yourself once you have achieved that goal?
Yeah.
Obviously achieving the goal is a satisfaction within itself, but as humans, we have a feedback and reward system. So knowing, what pot of gold is going to be at the end along with that goal is an incentive, is a way that you can incentivize
Yeah.
the accomplishment, which just helps you work towards it
Easiness.
even more. Easiness. Oh,
I'm sorry. I
the
had to.
English. I love it. I love it. It's funny. It's very funny. Um, incentivize your accomplishment. So actually, know what are you working towards? And what is a way that you're going to recognize your efforts once you get to that place? Like, because the quickest way to burnout is to jump from one goal to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next without pausing to actually recognize how far you've come,
Yeah. And it could
right?
be as simple as like going to the movies with your partner, making
Hmm.
yourself a really good dinner, doing a
Yes.
class you've been wanting to do.
Doing
Like,
things that you don't usually do for yourself.
yeah,
Do
read a
things where you're
book.
like, no, I can't possibly just like, take myself to the beach and have a day off work because I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, well, you always do deserve it. But if you want to be like that, then work hard towards achieving this goal and then know that you've deserved it and give it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and just, if you're like, well, how am I going to do all these things? And if you want more information about the ins and outs of that, I would recommend that you join my 2025 goal masterclass to learn, come and learn. And I'll show you exactly how to do all of those steps um, in the masterclass. My focus for this masterclass on my end is creating results and like giving you next level value. Like when you come to this masterclass, it's not just a wishy-washy, you're gonna learn something that's just like, oh, just leads you into, the next thing. It's like, no, we are creating results in this masterclass. I'm giving you everything and showing you the
Yeah.
way. Um, so that way you are going to achieve everything that's on your vision board for 2025. So yeah, come along to that person who asked the question.
Yeah, I hope that that answers it.
Yes.
So
Reach out and let us know if it doesn't.
yeah. Um,
All right.
there was a lot to take in there, and we also went on a tangent once again. But we
I
came
love
back.
tangents.
It's like story time all the time. We can't
Literally
help
the best. The
ourselves.
best, the best story time to listen to.
All right. Well, I was thinking that maybe we could discuss some of our goals as like what we're working on for the year,
Yeah.
and what we're planning to overcome, maybe
Yes.
like a
Cool.
couple of specific ones.
Alrighty. Do you want to go first?
Well, yeah, I can. One of my big goals this year is to have around 10 people by the end of the year doing my run club with me. Um, yeah,
Yay! Yes.
I thank my closest friends so much for turning up on Thursday. I had Rose, Daniel, and Jack rock up. Uh,
Yes, I saw.
yeah. So there was four of us. So I'm not sure if it should be 10 including me or 10 not including me, but something about around there, I think would be nice.
Do
Yeah.
10. Well, I mean, you're
Because I
putting
want it
it
to be an even
together.
number at the same time. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
do. I was going to say 10 including you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's such a good goal.
technically, if 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 they rocked up, then it's only six more people um that I need to convince convince to come. No, people who want to come. I want people who are interested in like a bit of community vibe, a bit of running, like a bit of chat, and it just feels so nice. Like at the
Mm.
end of the run, it hurt, but I was just like so giddy with like
Yeah.
satisfaction and like emotion of like, and also respect from my friends to like commit to that, and it was just so nice.
It's you're building community.
Yeah, it was
It's
really nice.
literally like my connection circle,
Yeah, it's
but you're
just
being
in a
active.
running version. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. I mean, we were sweating on Friday, but like you have this intention of connecting people, having a good time, building community, and getting fit and going for a run. You're someone who wants to go for a run, and it's more fun to do with other people.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
then
And we're
by the time
collectively
you
all getting healthier.
yeah, and then by the time you're like doing it on a regular basis, you're probably going to be able to talk while you're running, or you maybe already are talking while you're running. And so it
Slightly.
goes faster.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just like fun. Like Rose had to pee so bad, but like we were just like, she was just powering on. She just
Poor
went.
Rose.
Yeah. She came straight from, she's a nurse. She came straight from the hospital and she was still in
Wow.
her scrubs and she got changed in the car park. And we are like,
What
go
a
to the toilet, go to the toilet. And
legend.
she's like, nah, we're going. She was like already 10 minutes late, but she's like, we're just gonna do it. She ran
Oh,
3 and a bit Ks, like 3.5 Ks, needing to pee. I'm like, I could not have done that.
nope. Rose is a
No.
trooper.
Oh yeah. Bloody hell. But yeah, it was so much fun. So that's like a big one for me. Um,
Yes.
and when you were bringing up the calendar stuff, I was thinking, yes, like every week I'm putting in my calendar or I like repeating every Thursday
Mm-hmm.
at 5 o'clock whilst I'm on day shift. Run with the run club and just being consistent with that and making
Yes.
it. But I'm also trying to be like, hey guys, like what suits you? I can change it around. I'm flexible. I would like, to put it on a time when works for a lot of people as well. So whilst I
Yeah.
put it on Thursday, ultimately I'm happy to move it around or even add more days if it becomes
Yeah.
like a
I
thing.
think that when you're hosting events, and doing it on a weekly basis sounds really, really good, especially for a run club. But doing like when you're hosting something in the beginning, you've just got to choose a time and just stick to it for a bit. Trust me,
Yeah.
people will make it work. And
Yeah.
then once you have the people there, ask for some feedback, but ultimately you're never going to be able to please everyone.
No,
Like
I
you're
know.
better
And that's
off
why I
choosing
was
what
like,
works for
I'm just
you.
gonna do Thursday, 5 p.m. for now. And,
Yeah.
it's sort of hopefully when most people have finished work, but not too late because I also don't want to then be going out at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
to go. So yeah, I thought it works for me. So I've just made it and yeah, happy to move it around if majority people in the future work. Yeah.
Yeah. True, actually. Yeah. I had the connection circle was originally, was it 6 to 8, or I think it was 7:30 to 9:30. I just got some feedback where people were like 9:30 finish is really late. So then we brought it back to 7, and changed venues because like we needed to cater for that, and that the first venue could only get in at 7:30. So
Yeah.
it will change slightly, but like start with what works for you and then go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so exciting.
Stunning.
Um,
What else?
what's
What else have
also
you, what is your
um
other goal?
well, like
Z.
fitness wise, running is like running and like riding. I've got a bike. I want to ride more.
Yeah.
So sort of entwines together and going back to CrossFit. I haven't um
Amazing.
applied for it yet, but I am going to. I just had a lot going on and I didn't want to like start my trial and then not be able to attend it.
Yeah.
So I think after this, I'll probably do that. And then also that podcast, um, making this consistent and like both of us obviously working together to make this
Yes.
consistent. We need to sit down and plan ahead of time of just
Yeah,
putting
we'll
it in
get
the
it done.
calendar and doing it.
Well, it will be the
Um,
same. I mean, like now you've got a more consistent work schedule. I think my
yeah.
AirPods are gonna die.
A more consistent schedule. We should be able to work it out a bit better.
Yeah.
Um, coming together and doing that. Oh, and then like America. I want to go to America for a month. I've sent off everything that Bradley and I want to do together. We sat down and planned it, and we sent it to a travel agent, which is my mom's friend. Um, because I get really stressed out when it comes to that sort of stuff. And I want to make sure I'm a perfectionist as well. I want to make sure all my bases are covered. I want to know that I need to get a visa. I want to make sure that I cover everything. So I thought
hmm
I'm just going to pay someone. This
hmm
specific agent is $200 per person for international travel, which
Okay.
I thought was pretty good. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to pay an extra $400 on top to just have someone, my first ever international trip that I planned, kind of help me and give me a guide on what I'm going to
Perfect.
do and
Yeah.
just lay it out for me. That way I'll actually be able to enjoy myself. And I want to
Perfect.
enjoy myself and I want to have a great time. So,
You will.
yeah, I just bit the bullet and was like, I was way in over my head and just thought there's nothing wrong with getting help. I don't have to do it all by myself. I don't
Nope.
have the time or capacity.
Yeah. I would say to still get the trip that you want, to do your own research and be really honest with her about what you want, like
Yeah, yeah,
what trip you want for yourselves, what do you
yeah,
want to experience, because otherwise she's going to assume and give you like what she thinks is best. Like even let her know like in terms of like accommodation, what your
yeah.
preference
I was
is, how
like,
close you want to be to things, like
yeah, true. I was like, I don't want fancy hotels. I want good enough that's safe. I don't want to
yeah.
be spending heaps of money on my accommodation. I just want to make sure it's safe. That's
Yeah,
my
and let
like
her know like
priority.
yeah, what you prioritize, like what's important to you in terms of like, is it experiences? Is it food? Is it being in walking distance? Do
Yeah.
you want to hire a car? Like so many different things
Yeah.
to consider. And TikTok is your best friend.
Oh, I like smashed TikTok on like places to go. I was like
Good.
to Bradley, I was like, what about this place? What about this place? And then I wrote like on the list, I've got places of that I want to eat at as well. So
Good.
I've got like
Good.
exactly what activities we want to do, that we want to have days where we do nothing so that we can just do whatever we want. And like,
Good.
and then yeah, I've got like I want to go to the Grand Canyon, and I was like, I'm happy to hire a car for that. And like sort
Yeah.
of I have done a lot of that, but she's gonna once she gives me her rough idea, if there's stuff I don't like, I'm just gonna be like, I don't want to do this, I want to change this. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'll look where the accommodation is. If it's too far, then yeah. At least it gives me like a layout of an idea and I don't have to just come up with it. She's been doing this for years. She's gonna have a bit of an idea of how to plan it out. So
So
yeah.
excited for you. Well, for me, just lots of different dates with Lockie. We want to move out together into an apartment.
Yay.
So yeah, just working together to do that. I really want to read and finish the Bible. So I haven't put together a plan for that, but I may I'll may use the goal process that I'm sharing with everyone on myself for that to make sure it actually happens. Continuing with the connection circle, workshops, speaking, business. I've signed up to a gym, so I'm back doing weightlifting training again.
Yay.
Yeah, it feels good. It gives me so many endorphins doing weight
Yeah.
resistance training. It's so good. I love it. I really missed it. Um, going to church, prayer and worship, and Western Australia is
Hey.
the travel destination of 2025 for Lockie and I,
Hey, that's exciting.
and potentially going back to Bali. Oh, we haven't even talked about that in this podcast, but we'll talk about that in the next
Yeah.
podcast I'll share because Bali is a whole podcast on its own.
It's so much fun.
It's so good there. That's
Yeah,
just all
Bradley
I
and I
can
want to go
say.
to Bali eventually.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to do it. It's the best.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap. Like, it's seriously ridiculous how cheap it is for how amazing it is.
Yeah, I'll put it on the list. Maybe that
You'll
can be
put it
our
on your
cheaper
2026.
holiday. Yeah, our cheap holiday for 2026.
Yeah,
Because
save
this year's
those pennies.
expensive. This year's probably gonna
Save
be like
those
20
pennies.
grand.
Definitely going to be a worthwhile investment of memories.
Oh yeah. I'm super stoked. We have been so excited when we talk about it.
It is so exciting. I'm so
It
excited
is.
for you.
Thank you. I'm so keen. It's gonna be so much fun.
Amazing.
Alrighty.
Well, we are reaching that mark. So, is there anything else that you wanted to share before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I hope everyone's had a really good start to the year,
Same.
and we hope that you enjoy this little podcast of ours.
It's been a
And
fun one.
thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We really love you.
We do love you so much. I love when people talk to me about the podcast.
I know. I get like little like nervous about it because I'm like, oh yeah, like sorry if that was one thing. Sorry if the last episode got really loud at one point. We have no idea what went wrong.
That's
And
okay.
I hope this doesn't happen again.
I
We are
love
very
how
much learning.
I love how I'm saying it's okay because I'm a listener as well.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
It's all right.
Yeah, really sorry. We are really sorry about that. We have no idea what happened. We listened to it and we realized that it went loud and it is what it is. We're
It
trying to be
is
better.
what it is. Welcome to
Yeah.
2025, everyone. Excited for the upcoming podcasts in this year.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye,
Love
bye,
you. Love you.
bye,
Bye. Love you.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Love you, bye. All right, bye. All right, I've stopped.
All right.
Now stop the
Bye,
recording.
YouTube.
Yeah, bye, YouTube. Let's not do that.